You can have gold, cash, or crypto, but when the grid dies, none of that keeps you alive. When the power's gone and the trucks stop rolling, only one currency still spends: what you can do with your hands and your mind. I'm Suburban Prepper, combat medic veteran, former active duty member of the 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment, the Night Stalkers, and later years in the National Guard. I've seen what real currency looks like when everything breaks down. It isn't paper. It's people who can produce, repair, heal, and teach. In this episode, I'm going to show you 10 skills that hold value long after dollars stop. The jobs and trades that become the backbone of survival when the lights go out. 1. Medical and first aid skills. When systems fail, medicine becomes gold. People with clinical training, MDs, medical doctors, PAs, physician assistants, NPs, nurse practitioners, RNs, registered nurses, paramedics, combat medics, and EMTs instantly become irreplaceable. But it doesn't stop there. Pharmacists, dentists, veterinarians, and herbalists all carry knowledge that keeps communities alive. Every town needs someone who can clean a wound, set a fracture, treat infection, or deliver a baby safely. Stock the basics: bandages, gauze, disinfectant, and learn the procedures. The person with trauma training becomes the local hospital when the grid's down. 2. Water purification and management. When the pumps fail, water is currency. Occupations like water treatment operators, plumbers, civil engineers, hydrologists, well drillers, and environmental scientists understand flow, pressure, and filtration. Even an old school plumber's apprentice or camping guide who knows gravity filters can save hundreds of lives. Boiling, solar distillation, charcoal filtration, and bleach dosing turn dirty water into survival. Anyone who can keep clean water flowing will never be poor in a collapse. Food production and preservation. Food is the true wealth of any collapse. Farmers, gardeners, horticulturists, beekeepers, butchers, hunters, fishermen, and agricultural techs become the new bankers. Add chefs, nutritionists, and homesteaders who understand calories and preservation. Pressure canning, dehydration, freeze drying, and fermenting turn a good harvest into year-round security. A pantry full of preserved food is a mint that prints calories instead of cash. 4. Repair and maintenance. Every mechanical skill becomes priceless. Electricians, mechanics, HVAC techs, carpenters, welders, auto technicians, and small engine repair specialists keep the physical world running. Appliance repair techs and solar installers can barter for almost anything. Keep manuals, spare parts, and the tools to back your promise. In any barter market, "I can fix that" is worth more than gold. 5. Communications and signal skills. When phones die, radio lives. Ham radio operators, signal officers, IT technicians, broadcast engineers, and drone operators know how to push a signal without the internet. Even truckers, sailors, and aviators trained in radio procedure hold vital knowledge. The person who can link communities after the grid falls becomes the information highway, and information is survival. 6. Security and situational awareness. Not paranoia, preparedness. Veterans, law enforcement officers, firefighters, private security hunters, martial arts instructors, and range safety officers already live in this mindset. They understand perimeter defense, observation, and restraint. In chaos, a calm protector trades his vigilance for trust, shelter, and food. Security is peace of mind you can barter. 7. Alternative energy and fuel skills. When the lights go out, power is morale. Solar technicians, electricians, mechanical engineers, diesel mechanics, wind turbine techs, and biofuel producers are the backbone of every functional compound. Even off-grid RV owners who understand battery banks and inverters have leverage. If you can bring light to the dark or pump water without gas, you'll always have value. 8. Cooking and food efficiency. Hot food keeps hope alive. Chefs, line cooks, bakers, caterers, nutritionists, and camp cooks know how to turn scraps into meals. Dietitians who understand energy balance keep groups fed and strong when food supplies are limited. The cook who can feed 10 people with simple staples becomes essential in every group. Morale is edible. 9. Handcrafts and fabrication. When supply chains die, makers replace factories. Blacksmiths, machinists, woodworkers, leatherworkers, tailors, seamstresses, and 3D printing techs turn raw material into tools, repairs, and protection. Jewelers and metal fabricators can repurpose scrap into trade goods. A small shop with hand tools becomes a survival industry. Teaching and leadership information multiplies when shared. Teachers, instructors, coaches, veterans, scout leaders, and trainers pass on life-saving knowledge. Pastors and counselors keep morale stable. Team leaders and small unit commanders create order from chaos. A person who can guide others is the seed of civilization's rebuild. People think skills are hobbies, but when the grid fails, skills become currency and community becomes the market. Myth versus fact. Myth: if I stock enough supplies, I don't need to learn skills. Fact: supplies run out. Knowledge regenerates. The more you teach and trade, the richer you become. Quick facts: the survival economy. During the Great Depression, barter networks replaced banks in more than 2,000 towns. After Hurricane Maria, water purification tablets traded higher than cash for weeks. The average household loses power for over 8 hours a year. That number keeps climbing. A ham radio license connects you with more than 750,000 operators nationwide. Less than 10% of Americans grow any of their own food. Every major blackout in U.S. history triggers local barter within 72 hours. Reflection: I've watched supply chains collapse. In a single night, the people who thrived weren't the strongest. They were the ones who could solve problems with the tools and knowledge they already had. That's the real secret of preparedness. When the economy stops breathing the prepared, don't panic, they pivot. Learn, practice, teach. Your knowledge is your currency, and no system failure can devalue it. If you missed my last episode, the silent collapse has already started. Watch that next. It explains why these 10 skills matter and how close we already are to needing them. Subscribe. Share this with someone still depending on luck. And start mastering one new skill this week. This is survival. This is resilience. This is Suburban Prepper.